Salutations to the Lord, to the Parabrahma, to Shruti Mata, to all our Guru Parampara. Welcome all, respected sadhakas. As a human, though we are evolved compared to other beings, as we claim, to know that there is spiritual life itself is a big achievement. To know that in spirituality there is a goal to be achieved itself is again a great achievement. To accept that spiritual goal as one's own goal again is a great reaching. Then to know the path for that reaching the goal, such as approaching the teacher, doing his seva, seeing its result not outside but inside, as he is pleased, getting an opportunity to seek guidance from him, and when he gives that guidance, attentively, focusedly, listening, learning, doing sadhana. Knowing all this itself is a great achievement. Bigger achievement is to know and accept that these spiritual sadhanas for the spiritual ultimate goal are not at all easy. At every sadhana step level, it is a tougher than the toughest of the tasks. As we become further higher and evolving, the degree of the toughness, the difficulty grows only in sadhana. Knowing it and yet relentlessly without giving up. Keep on trying, keeping on trying, keeping on trying is a great achievement for any of the human beings. More tougher is to maintain the sensitivity, sensibility to life in life at every moment, to become aware what is happening around me, what is done by me. Is it adding to the sadhana or is it opposite to sadhana? Becoming sensitive about it, not once in a while, not a just a sporadic contemplation or thinking, but then being aware every moment because every moment is a step. Every moment is a progressive dynamic moment. In that, not doing anything, doing good, doing bad. All of them count. Every moment. Not doing also counts. It delays the progress. Doing negative counts doubly because it takes us in the wrong track. Doing positive helps us. Therefore, becoming aware and sensitive at every moment of especially what is happening in one's own bosom. And in the initial many lives, what happens in our bosom is not at all either observed or can be brought into our control because of the terrible, inevitable force of Prakriti called as our own प्रारब्ध. मतलब चाह कर भी क्लास में नहीं आ सकते, चाह कर भी पूरा सुन नहीं सकते, चाह कर भी स्वाध्याय नहीं कर सकते, चाहते हुए भी उपासना जप नहीं कर सकते. Because of the force, to know that this how the force is working on me, I have to have patience, wait for the golden moments and opportunities of less force to strengthen my sadhana, and encashing those moments when they come again is a very tough challenging task. If someone has come to that level is really great achiever, then continuing that one, thus reducing the non conducive occasions by our own withdrawal from all which are opposite to sadhana and increasing the conducive occasions more and more by adding to our life those things which make sadhana happening. This continuous approach, when one does, then slowly, what comes first is the stability. In that stability, I know I am sadhaka, although it's very less, but I am on my sadhana path going on. I know these are the outer inner toughnesses, challenges approaching me. I have to go through them, I have to face them. Still, there will be vagueness. Still, there will be little confusion here also, doubt. But more study of Shastra, more studying the lives of great masters, more approach to the Lord with Upasana and Bhakti, more approach to the teacher with Shraddha and Prarthana. These things also can be managed so that they don't damage our sadhana or our being on the path. Because till the goal is reached, it is still uncertain only. Whenever there is uncertainty, 100 chances are there for having the loss in faith, losing the faith, and going away from that path. Spirituality, that is why is compared with that snake and ladder game. That even if you have approached 80, 98, there is no guarantee that you reach 100. Because at the 99 level, there is a snake. So it will pull us down. So too, till it is reached out, there will be any outer or inner snakes which consume the sadhaka in us, make and bring us to very down level. No, not about after listening all this, about anything, we should have no fear. We just having faith in ourselves, having faith in the noble goal that is chosen, having faith in the Ishvara and Guru Krupa, knowing that the one who is consistent with faith, even though it may take time, but one day he will reach, knowing that. In this world, worldly achievements also, one day they were all reached. When the journey started a long back with the first step, any achievement you see. You know, I'm most surprised with this Chandrayaan mission because still the thing landed. It was all vague doubt what we are doing is correct or not. But first once it's landed and we are seeing that thing is moving there on the moon and collecting data and sending, see the change in the minds, not only of the scientists, but every ordinary human being too, who is tuned to this news that one can reach to moon, one can reach to sun, one can reach to other planets, one can explore about the various secrets of the space, one can understand relation between the planets and the space and the earth. अब देखो सबका दिमाग एकदम खुल गया all over the world, especially Indians. You know, the moon is so far away. Now it appears, yes, one can reach one day. Nobody has doubt now that a man-made machine will take, or having man machine will definitely take a man to the moon. Ordinary people, not scientists, because long time efforts today some success came. That success reinforces so much of faith again in the worldly achievements. Nothing happened without first step, and every one of them gave some or the other achievements. Still, for the worldly achievements, there is no end. Because you have to go 100 light years away to find another Brahmanda where your uncles, aunties are there. In creation, this is how it happens. The world where I deserve to stay after leaving this body, if that world is there, in that particular place, some 100 light years distance, I will be sent there. And from which place I have come here on this earth at this moment, we don't know. So that way, in the outer world, the possibilities are endless, and it goes on, goes on, goes on, goes on. Inner world में ऐसा नहीं होता. Once the self is discovered, that journey one way ends. Ki what is to be achieved is achieved. Then the endlessness in that is the continuation of giving that Upadesha Jnanam to the subsequent generation of sadhakas, etc. So today's our entire introduction based on what? Knowing at every moment regarding all details of spirituality is a great, great achievement. In that, in the first few stages we are in, we are trying to understand the truth, the self, the Lord, the reality. Then that alone should be the goal. We have to come to that level. Then what exactly is the path? We have to be very clear about it. Then path is never smooth. Path itself is difficult, and we ourselves are not equipped much because not at any sadhana is done. So too, we also have so much of inner obstacles we are carrying with. So knowing that, still be ready to be on the path. These are the steps slowly we have to include in our life. One of the important thing is spiritual goal and all is my goal, nothing else. Because after this only, every effort will be directed towards it. The goal itself is not chosen as the divine. Why will we think? Why will we plan? Why will we work hard? Why will we execute those plans which take us towards the Paramatma? वो मेरा goal ही नहीं. In fact, one of the basic reasons for our not pouring out our whole personality for sadhana is the spiritual goal has not become our goal yet. It is there, kept tentatively. Still, we have the goals of artha and kama and one's own security, identity with upadhi. Through this, something or the other of the world I have to gain. ये छोटे मोटे या बड़े जितने भी हो, इतने सारे अभी लक्ष्य पकड़ के रखे हमने. इसलिए Lord Paramatma alone is single goal. This conviction yet to come. Thereafter only our all efforts are only geared towards that with all the cares that are taken. Both cares of things to be done, things to be given up to be given up. Many things to be given up in our life. If we just become distant from our one day schedule and observe, we will find 50 to 60% of our doings are nothing but time consuming, time wasting, energy consuming, energy wasting, and unwanted destroying and distracting. 50 to 60% things still which we do, even more in some cases. To all that wasting energies, all of them have to be guided, directed towards the goal. And every process is a challenging process very tough, very difficult. Chances of failing and falling are always more than 90%. Only we meager 5 to 10% are the chances to succeed. Because the nature which we brought with, because of the toughness of the goal. बट क्या है जिसने आज फेल किया स्पिरिचुअलिटी में ना there will be regular failure, no doubt, but only failure ultimate will not be there. Success always is guaranteed. Go on doing. Like in other cases, there are so many limitations. है ना? the health condition, the age bar, the qualifications. So many conditions are there which stop us even to pursue. है ना 35 साल के बाद और 27 I don't know. You can't apply for civil services. Like that. So many conditions are there even to put efforts in the worldly achievements. In spirituality ऐसा नहीं होता. At any age, in any life, whenever you are placed in the universe, still the path is open. Though for those who want to keep on walking. It's the greatest thing. So may the Lord, the Divine, put all of us on this path relentlessly, consistently. May we cooperate with them. May we, being involving in the sadhana, eke out that bliss and beatitude. Let us also pray to the Lord to remove all ambiguity in our understanding, all ambiguity in our planning and approach, remove all ambiguity and the mixed up way of our life. Make everything smooth, systematic, each one leading to other, relating to other. Our whole day schedule also haphazard. Our thinking also goes away a lot of time. So there's no smoothness, there's no straightforwardness, there's no ruchita. So too in our sadhanas. कभी किया कभी नहीं किया कभी ज़्यादा किया कभी कम किया. No, all of them are aberrations only. For sadhana, they are all abnormalities. So, by Ishvara Guru Krupa, we may get that maturity to streamline everything, normalize everything, keep everything on right track. Our outer activities of the whole day, all them tuned to the Lord. Our manabuddhis, vrittis, vicharanas, all of them tuned only to the God. You know, that smoothness, the systematic clarity, without any intermediate confusions or conflicts or distractions, derailments, होना ही नहीं बस. एक बार हाईवे पकड़ ली तो कहाँ पहुँचना पता है, हर रास्ता पता है, गाड़ी एकदम फिट, ड्राइवर भी चौकन्ना एकदम फिट, देन सुहाना सफर है मौसम हंसी. You have to travel like that. Spiritually also. That easiness in life, easiness in sadhana, we have to achieve. Like in any great masters like of Vyasa Bhagavan, Adi Shankara, Puja Gurudev, the amount of work they have achieved, done is immense, immeasurable, incalculable. But when it was all happening through them, by them, there was always a smoothness. There was always easiness, effortlessness. There was struggle, but there's no effort. Struggle means due thing to be done. Toughness. Like traveling is a toughness, struggle. Giving satsanga is a very big struggle. That is inevitable when we have to do it. But there is no effort in it. They are so much fascinated by the goal. They prepared their minds like that. And so many reasons, so many things have to be done. So many minor adjustments have to be done within. But I have to achieve that smoothness in that sailing, effortlessness in that movement. That also another important aspect which we have to aim at and achieve very soon. May all this happen in our life. Saying so, let us do our Nakanchana Vasato is today's Parayanam also. The last 10th Anuvaka, the last Bhrugu, third Valli. Start. Om Nakanchana Vasatau Pratyachakshita Tadvratam तस्माद् यया कया च विधया बह्वन्नं प्राप्नुयात् आराध्यस्म अन्नमित्याचक्षते एतद्वै मुखतोऽन्नगं राद्धं मुखतोऽस्म अन्नगं राध्यते एतद्वै मध्यतोऽन्नगं राद्धं मध्यतोऽस्मान्नगं राध्यते एतद्वा अन्ततोऽन्नगं राद्धम् अन्ततोऽस्मान्नगं राध्यते य एवं वेद क्षेम इति वाचि योगक्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्तिरिति पायौ इति मानुषी समाज्ञाः अथ दैवीः तृप्तिरिति वृष्टौ बलमिति विद्युते यश इति पशुषु ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु प्रजातिरमृतमानन्द इत्युपस्थे सर्वमित्याकाशे तत्प्रतिष्ठेत्युपासीत प्रतिष्ठावान् भवति तन्मह इत्युपासीत महान् भवति तन्मन इत्युपासीत मानवान् भवति तन्नम इत्युपासीत नम्यन्ते स्मै कामाः तद्ब्रह्मेत्युपासीत ब्रह्मवान् भवति तद्ब्रह्मणः परिमर इत्युपासीत पर्येण म्रियन्ते द्विषन्तः सपत्नाः पर्ये प्रिया भ्रातृव्याः स यश्चायं पुरुषे यश्चासावादित्ये स एकः स य एवंविद अस्माल्लोकात् प्रेत्य एतमन्नमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं प्राणमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं मनोमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतं विज्ञानमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य एतमानन्दमयमात्मानमुपसङ्क्रम्य इमान् लोकान् कामान्नीकामरोऽप्यनुसञ्चरन् एतत्सामगायन्नास्ते हा ओ हा ओ हा ओ अहमन्नमहमन्नमहमन्नम् अहमन्नादो हमन्नादः अहगश्लोककृतहग्गश्लोककृतहग्गश्लोककृतो अहमस्मि प्रथमजारुतास्य पूर्वं देवेभ्यो अमृतस्य न भाई यो मा ददाति स इदेवमा वाह अहमन्नमन्नमदन्तमाद्मि अहं विश्वं भुवनमभ्यभवाम सुवर्णज्योतिः य एवं वेद इत्युपनिषद ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ ॐ ॐ ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहैः ॐ शान्तिः 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 ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः ॐ निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ॐ शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ॐ श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् ॐ भव एव भवानिति मे नितरां समजायत चेतसि कौतुकिता मम वारय मोहमहाजलधिं भवशङ्करदेशिक मे शरणम् ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि. ओम परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तं ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः. ओम श्री वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल्क्याद् शंकरादिगुरुभ्यो भाष्यकारेभ्यो नमः. अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. संकल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्यस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्वाध्यात्मिकप्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्तिकल्याण एकदा प्राप्त्यर्थमस्मिन् कर्मणि निष्ठितानामस्माकं सह समस्तसाधकभक्तसेवकजिज्ञासुधर्मसंस्थापकानाम् आयुरारोग्यैश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यादियुक्त समस्त शक्ति साधना संपदा सानुकूलता प्राप्ति द्वारा शत्रुघ्न निर्मूलन द्वारा धर्म संस्थापन कार्ये दिग्विजयार्थम श्री कृष्ण यजुर्वेदांतर्गत तैत्तिरीयारण्यकांतर्गत तैत्तिरीय उपनिषद पारायण अध्ययनं वयं सर्वे करिष्यामहे. ओम यस्मात् जातं जगत् सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रणीयते येनेदं चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः. यैरिमे गुरुमे पूर्वं पदवाक्यप्रमाणतः व्याख्याताः सर्ववेदान्ताः तान् नित्यं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्. तैत्तिरीयकसारस्य मयाचार्यप्रसादतः विस्पष्टार्थरुचीनां हि व्याख्येयं सम्प्रणीयते. ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः. नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मावादिशं ऋतमवादिशं सत्यमवादिशं तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Salutations to Parabrahma, Shruti Mata, Samasta, Taittiriya Upanishad Acharyas, Vaishampayana, Vedavyasa Vaishampayana, Yagnavalkya Adi Shankara Adi Asmat, also to all our Asmat Guru Parampara. What we are studying, the last portion of the Dashma Anuvaka of the Taittiriya Upanishad, the Bhrugu Valli. So, entirely, if you see as a bird's eye view, only the three things we have to keep in mind. One, deeply study through the Shastra Adhyanam the truth continuously so that we are reminded of the truth. We also have the clear knowledge of the truth on the surface of our Antakarana. First thing. Second thing is, as much as possible, the dhyana abhyasa to be abiding in that self. 2. 3. But 24 hours we cannot do that. We with the upadhis at this stage have to be in the abrahman, non-Brahman state also in the world. Now that time, should our doings cancel our sadhana or should add to it? What is the addition to the sadhana is, even while living in the world, our remembrance, memory, thought should be about Brahman only, not anything else. How to do it? That is what is the entire 10th chapter of Gita. So to in Bhagavatam, the 15th or 16th, 17th chapter. And that is what is being told right from beginning in Taittiriya, but more insistingly, more clearly in the 10th Anuvaka, starting from the 10th, sorry, in the Bhrugu starting from 7th Anuvaka onwards. And all that is brought to the Parakashta level in the 10th and the last Anuvaka. And what is this 10th last Anuvaka is nothing less than what is said in Gita 10th chapter, like Vibhuti Yoga only, wherein we are in the world dealing with the things and beings, but not like earlier where the things, the beings, the names are real other than Brahman, as we used to do earlier. Now what we do is interactions, everything will continue as they were as required. But the identity given to this world is changed from the world being real to it is expression of Brahman only. This sadhana is actually at our initial stages more required and more important than the effort to do the dhyanam. Because on the seat of dhyanam, what is disturbing us, what is distracting is this world of the names and forms and happenings only. Is it not? If those disturbances are not there at all, how much time will it take for one to sit on the dhyana and establish in the dhyana and experience the Atma? फर्क टाइम ही नहीं लगेगा because it's my own self. But why it is taking minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, lives, so many? Because the depth core of the self we are not able to touch on the seat of dhyana because of the distractions. And all inner distractions are nothing but the outer life when we lived giving the world a reality, then all of that got imprinted as the vasanas or tendencies, good or bad. Once we come to the Atma Anubhava Prayatnam, there is no good vasana or bad vasana. All are bad only, even the good ones, good samskaras, because they are also giving a reality to the world or making the antakarana very active, dynamic, in that having the world and worldly interactions in the mind on the sita meditation, which is abstraction for the deeper meditation on the self. So, therefore, at this level for us, doing is samagnyas is more important consciously. And समाज्ञाओं को ठीक करें ना, obviously we become qualified for the deeper meditation on this self. Like anybody, I am Indian, I want to serve my country through politics or through military or through any profession. When one deeply thinks in his mind right from beginning, first obstruction of uh, unwillingness, that goes away. You know, second thing is we are clear about the goal. Like I don't want to join army. If that is the thought, you will never join. I want to join army, but for my money, my salary, my position, my respect, then you will not be a true patriotic. But if somebody says, no, I want to join my army to serve my nation selflessly, and with this approach when he is there, all his attitude, planning only for that, हम देखते देखते उनके रैंक्स बढ़ते रहेंगे उनका परफॉर्मेंस बढ़ता रहेगा. So too in politics, I want to serve my Bharat Mata. If that is the approach, not that no, I want to have a power so that I can use it for my own personal gain and for others, for my own people. Okay. ऐसा approach, so, out of force he may become a leader, but he will be a calamity only to the country. On the other hand, only serving the nation is the goal entertained Mano. So then you can see the great political leaders come out of only this attitude. Not that every politician is all bad, everybody is good only, but total goodness not expressing. जिनका हुआ यही विचार. In the same way, when we keep the ultimate goal as Brahman, the means as the meditation, and the qualification to get into meditational heights and modes is our how we live life outer. That's why this importance of this dashama or all these three, four anuvakas that we have to do the Brahma Upasana. That's the main point. It is samagnya, samyak given agnya by Shruti Mata. She has given consciously the compelling agnya. We have to also take it consciously as a compelling order and we have to execute, not in anybody's interest, in our own interest. Now, this is called real struggle. This is what sadhana, this is what we are talking in our introduction also. Talking is easy, and talking all useless is much easier because the whole world is like that and we have our own earlier experiences. But talking Shema all the time and doing the bhavana that in the rupa of this kshemata in the talk, who is expressing, who is existing is Brahman only. See the toughness of the sadhana all the time, not 2 minute ho gaya baki, nahi, nahi. All the time when the words are coming out of the mouth, they are kshema only, and in that you are seeing Brahman. Kshema iti vachi. कहने में इतना easy था, अब वो करने में देखो. That's why it's called tapasya. That is called struggle. That is called sadhana. To be done. नहीं तो क्या होगा? We may be in the class studying little bit of Brahman, but that goes somewhere in the corner only to come on to the service on the next day. Then throughout the day, what will be there? Only those thoughts about the world as reality, they alone will be predominant in our service of the intellect. The whole life will be lived like that only. कॉर्नर पे फेंका जाएगा वो. But even while living, when we do this samagnya, this Brahma Upasana, then all the time we are in it. That is a necessary condition, whether we like it or not, that the antakarana should always be on Paramatma. Mayeva manadatsva. Mayeva buddhim niveshe. Then only nivasishyasi mayeva. Then only ata urdhvam na samshaya eva. That Gita ka 12th chapter. That is why millions of tasks, sab chodkar, take only few tasks, even in sadhana, and try to master them. If we plan 1,000 things, we can't execute all of them. So that's why they leave the whole world, go to a jungle, because you can't manage all of that and this spirituality to, if you want to achieve it in a less period of time. There also, when they go to ashramas, stay, their toughest self-acceptance, self-discipline of all sorts. One-time meal, sleeping on jameen, and not going out of the ashram, staying there within only, and slowly becoming introverted, and inside through upasanas, making the antakarana single pointed, then applying that antakarana in again the upadhis, what's called vibhuti sadhanas, as well as the sadhana of rising above the koshas, going deep into the विज्ञान कोश बेचारे they are struggling for that. ऐसे करोड़ों में एक आध होते हैं, and they only get enlightenment and they come as the saviors of the world. You understand why they take up sannyas and they go to ashrama, they stay in secluded place. नहीं तो नहीं होगा. This what in our yoga darshan also the sutrakara said, bhashyakara explained. बाबा तुम जितना भी वेदांत पढ़े घंटा, बाकी 22 घंटे तो with upadhi you are living in the world only. Those impressions will be definitely formed. Then how to imagine that your 1 hour spiritual study or sadhana will make you progress in sadhana? It's impossible. That is why he said, Dukhameva sarvam vivekina. A viveki who wants to know the self, for him everything is dukkha. Then he will not go anywhere except approaching or doing that sadhana. So therefore, at this level, the samagnya wale sadhana hai, the vibhuti sadhana or the upasana of the Brahman जो होता है ना, वो बहुत बहुत आवश्यक है. डिलिबरेटली करते हैं, उसका आदत कुछ महीने या साल कर कर उसका आदत बना. And this doing this sadhana of vibhuti upasana Brahman is like after taking the boarding pass, actually boarding the flight. You know, there are all these three things different. You have taken boarding pass and the flight hasn't taken off and reached destination. These two are different from the third factor. The third factor is, have you boarded the flight or not? Flight will go, opportunities will go. Did you board the flight or not? नहीं board किया, so then you'll never reach. By saying that, but I have to have the boarding pass. Boarding pass ensures your allowance into the flight, but you have to go also. So studying our Shastras is taking boarding pass. Flying in the flight is really doing sadhana. Boarding the flight is this Brahma Upasana. Without Brahma Upasana, the flying on the seat of meditation to transcend all the upadhis cannot happen because the uh, through upadhi, whatever seen in the world out, all are taken as real and they are in the mind or antakarana as the impressions. Thousands of millions of them endlessly like the waves on the ocean. Whenever you sit for meditation, तभी जाकर ये सारे दुनिया के वृत्ति आ रहे पता नहीं किस लिए हम बैठे मेडिटेशन के वो भूल ही जाते. Where is truth? Where is reality? Which are the shlokas you have to meditate on? Even a fraction of a second, we don't remember them because we are not boarded. That is why Karma Yoga. That is why the Ashtanga Yoga. That's a Bhakti Yoga, wherein all the things we have to do, we do. At the same time, Sab Bhagwan, Sab Bhagwan, Sab Bhagwan, Kriya, Sab Bhagwan. That is taught to us in the Purana language. Same thing in the Vedanta. What is there in the Vedanta Upanishad alone is told in more simpler way in the Puranas that you have to do always भगवान का नाम ले लो, उनका ही स्मरण करो, उन्हीं के मंदिर जाओ, उन्हीं का उपासना करो, उन्हीं को प्रार्थना करो, उन्हीं को तमेव माता च पिता तमेव. Why? Because this terrible mind with its sensitivity and earlier habits and millions of lives of samskara, it will again and again relapse the worldliness in us. It will never allow us to become spiritual in contemplation. ये सब प्रैक्टिकल चीजें हैं, जानना है, पता भी है हमको, बिकमिंग अवेयर, दैट्स इट. So therefore all of these sadhanas must be taken as inevitable. क्षेम इति वाचि योगक्षेम इति प्राणापानयोः कर्मेति हस्तयोः गतिरिति पादयोः विमुक्तिरिति पायौ. Only karmendriyas are told. We have to add jnanendriya, santakaranam. All these have to be remembered and we have to do it. इति मानुषैः समाज्ञाः अथ दैवी तृप्तिरिति वृष्टौ बलमिति विद्युति यशैति पशुषु ज्योतिरिति नक्षत्रेषु प्रजातिरमृतमानन्दमित्युपस्थे सर्वमित्याख्याशे. There are few samples given. Anything related to these, all of them have to be used for the upasana. On whole, yasya chittam brahmani ramate stage we have to reach. That the mana indriyas are seeing and reporting the world of name and form. But through the upasana bala, through the Vedanta jnana bala in the chitta, whatever the forms, what are the names the mana in the indriyas bring, yet in the chitta, the thought should be primary thought should be it is Brahman first, then something else for the Vyavahar. So if you have to write with a pen, so first it is Brahman, then it's a Vyavaharika. Brahman in the form of pen is used for writing. It's a two-wheeler. It's a Brahman in the form of two-wheeler, right now used for travel. It's a Brahman only. But at this moment, Brahman alone in the form of brother or sister or parents or wife or children or husband playing the role of whatever to be played. He is Brahman first, then only the sky, the sun, the moon, the stars, the planets and all. Brahman only expressing in that form. Heart in heart, this practice should go on till it becomes perfected in ourselves. That thing here Shrutivata means by telling us three sets of samagnyas of Brahma Upasana. क्यों एक पांच देकर छोड़ सकते हैं? Why she took up the second one of six more Daivi? Then she should have stopped there. Why again six more are told? Or in that also, why the temptation of Phala Shruti she is telling? Because of the necessity of that sadhana. Just like if the patient is not responding to treatment or not consuming the given prescription medicine, What the doctor, with all his knowledge of treatment, with all his willingness and goodwill to treat, what can he do? He has some knowledge. He has got prema. He want to get that patient cured. But his fellow's personality is not receiving the medicine or is not using the medicine. Careless. करे क्या कोई? Same way, unless we do the upasana, Brahma upasana, even Brahman cannot reveal himself to us. Even all the teachings of the Guru of the Shastra, they can't do further. Any amount of upasana do to the Bhagavan, भगवान गुरु उपासना का बल इसको कराने में ही होता है. हमको यही करना है. विभूतियां ब्रह्म है के ही सब कुछ विभूतियां है, ऐसा वाला अभ्यास. Please, without this, the world as a reality other than Brahman, that notion will go away, will not go away, sorry. If it doesn't go away, then your mind will have only thoughts of that. We are at the only mental cesspool level. We can't go beyond. This upasana of Brahman, Vibhuti upasana, has to be understood and accepted as absolutely compulsory, mandatory. That's it. You can't avoid. Like in computers, some details are mandatory, some are optional. If you don't fill up those mandatory details, thousand times you operate the computer, you can't go further. वो रेड मार्क में दिखाता ही है भैया फिल अप योर आइडेंटिटी नंबर. उसको नहीं किया कोई गाल नहीं, आगे बढ़ेगा नहीं. उसमें एक डिजिट भी गलत हो गया तो होता हो नहीं वो. when you type a password, 7 8 letters, 7 letters I have done well, 1 letter I'll change, that will not receive computer. That's it. You have to put all those 7. How important that exam, how useful that example. Same way in spirituality, that mandatory thing is vibhuti upasana. ब्रह्म का ही विभूति है बाबा सब कुछ. और क्या होता है ना, दूसरों को बोल रहे हैं हम लेकिन खुद अंदर से नहीं कर रहे या सुन रहे हैं बट नॉट टेकिंग सीरियस. Therefore, the listening is in its own place kept, but the life is continued with everything other than Brahman taken as real to the level of taking it as Brahman only. देखो गड़बड़ चल ही रहा है, चल ही रहा है. So therefore, in the silent moments of Subha, Dopar, Sham for 15-20 minutes, the Brahma Upasana we have to do. After that, in any involvement also, first balance the way of involving, don't be agitated, distracted. There again, start doing the Brahma presence Upasana. हम्म. जैसे प्रेमी को हर जगह प्रेमिका दिखती है, जैसे भोगी को हर जगह भोग्य वस्तु दिखता है, जैसे देशभक्त को हर जगह समय देश को कैसा सेवा करना है मन होता है, जैसे मनी माइंडेड फेलो को मन में भरकर मन ही हमेशा रहता है, जैसे सगुण साकार भक्त का जीवन हर दिन हर क्षण उस भगवान का ही चिंतन स्मरण सेवन उपासन में रहता है. Like the Gopikas, Uddhavas, Krishna, Arjunas, all of them. In Vedanta also we have to do the Brahma Upasana. देखो ब्रह्म श्रवण अलग है, ब्रह्म विचारणा अलग है, ब्रह्म ध्यान अलग है, ब्रह्म अनुभूति तो अल्टीमेट गोल है ही. अलॉन्ग विद दैट द ब्रह्म उपासना में एक चीज है वो हमको करना पड़ता है, एंड दैट इज all are the vibhuti of the Brahman only. And there is no doubt in that because Brahman is Satyam Jnanam, Anantam, and that Satyam Jnanam Anantam is the substratum of every name and form in this entire world. Shruti Mata herself is saying, entire Rishi Guru Parampara have said it. If this thing is not correct, the Upasana, everything as Brahman, is not required or not corrected, long back it would have been eliminated, edited, removed from our vicinity. But still it is continuing, means how important it is. And as the last अनुवाका श्रुति माता is telling these things. मतलब जो आखिर में बोलते हैं सबसे important होते हैं. May we have that remembrance, that clarity, that strength to be involved in this Brahma Vibhuti Upasana without exposing outside, silently within ourselves. Till it becomes natural. Then Brahman is first, then only any Vyavaharik name and form. Naturally. Anywhere. You're going to play cricket. The whole ground, all the stumps, the players, everyone is Brahman first. Then it is expressing for a Leela in the form of this ground, these players, their instruments, their commitment to play. All of that is from Brahman only. Any example? Like now we are in the class. The audience is Brahman. The whole electronic equipments are Brahman. The one who is speaking also is the expression of the Brahman only. We have to become mad, pagal, in accepting everything as Brahman. Then only the earlier pagalpan of taking the world as separate from the Brahman and real by itself, that pagalpan can be removed. Tit for tat. Is it not? There's only way. Like maybe at least in the next prime ministership, the thought of creating not terrorists but very aggressive people in the borders, especially Pakistan, enough of defending. You only aggressively attack so that जो उनको चोट लगती है then they'll come to know. We have to create a band of people who time and again enter and disturb Pakistan so much so that वहाँ management को अकल आ जाए कि they should not support the terrorism. One other way we are doing, our Prime Minister is approaching in not this strong way, and as we said now, he is approaching in a very sober, delicate, intelligent way of blocking all possibilities of progress of that nation and totally being cornered till it realizes from within. Slowly, the realization is happening in the public first. That way is approaching. First of all, Muslim countries he separated from Pakistan. He just cut off US from Pakistan. And so slowly, so many very highly intelligent things in the international forums also. Because all is true. It's not done with any ill intention. Our IM or India is not doing with any ill intention. We have no ill intention only. We have to protect our nation. We want to grow. We want to support the world. Our intentions are always noble, positive, good, universal only. Isliye what we are doing is not wrong, but approach. But I am saying if some way that tit for tat is done, like in China, that's being approached because it's a big country. China's economy, if it slumps down, it affects all 200 nations of the world. So therefore, approach towards it is of different diplomacy. Here is different. Same way in our life also. Antidote for the world is real is that Brahman alone is in the form of the world. This is called as Brahma Upasana. In the effort of it, what one of the biggest things we have to ensure is the world having that utility value. More than utility value, let us use the right word. The world taking as the enjoyable thing, the enjoyability value given to the world. That's called bhoga buddhi towards the objects. That should go away. This is only delusion. There are two things, survival and bhoga. For all animals, their eating the bhojanam is not bhoga, it's only survival. Therefore, they never have the issue with the world. We have only problems in the same world because for us, the whole worldly objects, every interactions, not done or taken only for survival, but we impose in our mind the bhoga buddhi in them. And which is basically because we are all the mongerers finally of the ananda. But the ananda is your own essential nature, you realize it. But that knowledge, when it is not there, that force of the want to become anandi or happy creates the bhokta in the heart, the bhoga buddhi in the world. Then to get the bhogya vastus for enjoyment, then one becomes karta and one does the karma. All these should be wiped away from the heart core. Just imagine Puja Gurudev when he lived. Is there any bhoga buddhi in his whole lives, whatever the work he has done? Yes, he had food every day, twice, thrice. In that variety of the foods were given to him wherever he traveled throughout. But that was all for survival only, for work. There's no bhoga buddhi anything. He might have slept every day 5 hours, sometimes 6 hours. ऐसा he traveled in the flight. कहीं भी उनका बुद्धि वो वाला नहीं है. Everything is Paramatma, everything is to serve the world. We have to select and delete this aspect once for all from the life heart, that the world is not for this enjoyability. It is for us to do sadhana to see the reality. Very tough thought what we are discussing now. Very next to impossible. But at least you have to accept the need of it. Then as we start doing, then we'll find the ability to do. And as we start doing small things, bigger also we can do. Sometimes bigger things will overpower us, we may fail to do for some time. Never mind, you will fall, again rise and go ahead. इस तरह से हमको ये जो ब्रह्म उपासना की आवश्यकता को समझने के लिए आज हमने समय उसी के लिए व्यतीत किए ज्यादातर. सर्वम ब्रह्मैव, है ना, सर्वम ब्रह्मैव, सर्वम खलु इदम ब्रह्म. Heart in heart. Stop telling people, let that job be done by me or people like us. Inside we have to. We are talking with the mouth and feeling that the responsibility is over. And not just like Bharat Mata ki jai video on 15 August, and over our responsibility to serve the nation. Is it not? Telling the wife or husband, children, I really love you. But कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा उसके लिए. If you really love them, you have to work hard for them, earn money, make them. कुछ कर ही नहीं रहा बट कह रहा है मैं आई लव यू. होता है क्या उससे काम? Same way with mouth we say everything is Brahman, but by inside the heart, whole vasanas are of the world only. How much reality given to the things and beings and interactions with them? आप देखो, with this wrongly trained mind of the world taken as other than Brahman, how can we reach Brahman? It's like position of India with so many variety of people given continuous licentiousness permission to integrate and to really do. It's a tough job. Some places you have to be ruthless to eliminate some things. Ruthless. That's all. That's they are harmful. That's it. Trying. Government is trying, but somehow last 1 year, the Supreme Court itself is opposing government in many issues, which is becoming like a pain. It was not there 1 year back. पिछले 1 साल 8 महीने anything central government want to do, the Supreme Court puts a question. They will ask all the things. Very funny is going on. I'm just clubbing that and this little bit only to know that in our life spiritual sadhana also some tough decisions if they are not taken, then we can't progress on. One of the toughest decision is this, that giving the bhoga buddhi toward the world and seeing everything as Brahman. Because that is our goal. And then only the whole of, what you call the storm, a thunderous storm of the samsara which we are going through from millions of lives gets quietened. The flood of samsara gets quieted. The tsunami gets quieted. And the earthquake gets settled. Is it not? The whole life is all natural calamities only. सुबह उठने से रात में सोने तक some cyclone, some calamity, some of the thing going on happening. There's no peace, there's no joy, there's no calmness, there's no quietness. Laziness is there. Laziness is not peace and calm. You know? Plenty of laziness is there. Without doing anything only, we become lazy and sleep. वो तो है ही. But otherwise, tsunami in the mind. How much struggle we are doing to convince the people, manage the people, court the people, love the people, befriend the people, trust the people, get the help from the people, give the help to people. दिन भर यही तो चल रहा है सब बेवकूफ़ी. Or the things, all of that will have to be settled. That will settle only when the Brahman is recognized. For that, the deep study and meditation, what helps for that is the outside. Everything is Brahman. This type of Brahma Upasana, that is a Samyak Agnya, as an order given by Shruti Mata. Okay, now after doing the five Manushi Samagnya, six Devi Samagnya, then six more with the Falashruti, the Samagnyas were told. Among them, we have seen 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last one only is there. Are you aware or not? I am the aware, Baba. One is what? Tat pratishthetupasita pratishthavan bhavati. We have explained it exhaustively with Bhashya. Tanmaha iti upasita mahan bhavati. This also we have seen. Third one, tan mana ityupasita manavan bhavati. We have seen that also exhaustively. The fourth one, we have explained more detail, which is very essential because it helps in the practical life, outer life also. Tannama ityupasita namyante smai kama. Even this fourth one we have seen. And that, what was the idea was? The Brahman with all his infinite powers of Srishti Sthiti Laya continuously doing, yet he is Namana Gunavatu. He is humble only. Is it not? There is no arrogance. So too, we have to also be in life doing the upasana, that wherever there is namanam is there, that is the expression of Brahman, ourselves also, Hamesha, in the namana sthiti only we have to be there. Humble. Because if I have to be special, I have to be somebody other than the total. But the whole thing is one Brahman only. There are no two things at all, first of all, to compare. Then how can there be the ego? Ego is outcome of comparing two things, and among them, when one is appearing to be or seem to be great, then there is a chance of ego coming. And the ego comes when this other person, either I want to prove to him, or I have to defeat him, or I have to prove to him that I am greater than him. Then only the ego comes. In Brahman, which is one without second. How can there be any chance of any arrogance or ego? It can't be. Therefore, it is always Namana Gunavatu. Mm. 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 Namana Gunavad Upasita in life. Never ever allow the ego to rise for any reason. Whether we have achieved great things, have done spectacular things, got lot of abilities or talents, no, humble. Always. Namana Gunavad. Even say mistakes happen through us. There also feeling guilty also arrogance. Justifying and continuing them also is arrogance. What is Namana Gunavad there? Accepting the mistakes done and accepting the punishments given and having the willingness, effort to not commit those mistakes again. That's called as being humble when we do the non-positive things because they go on happening. ऐसे तो परफेक्ट थोड़ी हम किसी काम में वर्ल्ड में तो घड़ी बोलने में गलतियां होंगे काम करने में गलतियां होंगी goes on neither justify nor feel regretted or guilty beyond a limit to some extent required. Let's say कि I have done this mistake, I feel for it, I'm sorry, apologizing, I'm doing my best not to do that. This is called as prakvi bhavam namyante namana gunavatu. At any moment, the speciality in us as a special individual, for any reason, or good or bad, should not be maintained, should not be sustained. I'm not special. I'm that one common Brahman which is permeating everything. Anything else other than this thought is specification, specialization. Any specialization takes us away from Brahman. So therefore, the most commoner than the common is Brahman. Therefore, I am Brahman. Therefore, I am most commoner is the commoner. Therefore, there is no any arrogance. That's why it's called as Namyante Namana Gunavatu. Tan Namaityubhasita. What a beautiful thought it is. Okay, throughout life, maintaining the Namanata. These are all the studies we have to do thoroughly. अब देखो हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी को सच है पृथ्वी भाव अर्लियर 3-4 साल पहले नहीं था थोड़ा ही को अब बड़ इज ऑल्सो ग्रोइंग सो द साधक in him is growing the rishi parampara guru parampara their grace and his earlier lives upasana sadhanas they are working. So he'll sit and eat with the tribals also. Not political idea it is. Politicians they do for taking the photo and getting the votes, etc. Not that way, but from the heart. No, that episode of August 8, 5, 2020 में once that Ram Mandir start हुआ, how to all the workers he did Pada Puja. Nautanki nahi wo. See that visiting the ISRO other day. You know, in the tears in the eyes and all, with the folded hands saluting all. So that Prahvi Bhava, because we are nothing other than Brahman, and Brahman is everything. So then what is the special thing in us that we have to be arrogant for any reason? जो उसने ब्रह्म को समझा ना वो कभी इगोइस्टिक नहीं हो सकता. दैट्स व्हाट द होल थिंग इन आवर मुंडक उपनिषद वी स्टडीड 3 days. विद्वान भवते नातिवादी. Brahma Vidwan, not Ativadi. He will not become Ativadi. An egoistic fellow becomes Ativadi. How can he become Ativadi? When everything is one Brahman. To whom he will talk Ativada? We have discussed it in Telugu class. Mundaka Parishad. So, Tannava Ityupasita. You do this practice. How do we do this? We make others do Namaskar to us. We try to suppress others. सब लोग मेरे को नमस्कार करो स्वामी जी तन्नमयित उपासिता मैं ये उपासना कर रहा हूँ सबको मेरे को क्या मैं कह रहा हूँ कि लेट शुड नमस्कार टू मी अरे भैया इसको ऐसे मत करिए इधर से है यू डू नमः तन्नमयित उपासिता namana is bhavana expressed through actions. One of the conspicuous actions is the folded hands. This is not always with everyone. Like your workers are there in a factory. You can't fold hand to them and show namaskar this way. That way of expression of namana is not allowed there. That will have another side effects. One or two you may do for their special achievements. So there the namana is appreciating their work, giving the salary, bonus, calling them for a meeting and just recalling what has been done the last year, how we have achieved progress. That giving credit to their what they do is called namanam there. You can't do Pada Puja Namaskar to every worker all the time. Physically, in the mind, everybody is Brahman, so you have to do. So yesterday, all the 8 Patnis of Krishna, Bas, Marjani, what a beautiful word Kalindi uses. Tasya Gruhasya Marjani Aham. Bhave Janmani Dasyam, another Patni says. Charana Seva. It was so touching it is. Wonderful was that yesterday, sir. The Ashtamahishis telling their story of marriage and then how much they are devoted to Krishna. Same way, we have to have Tannama Ityupasita. And in the entire world, you can see all the phenomenal forces silently in a humble way as a servant doing the service. The Lord Surya. कोई हंगामा नहीं करते. Silently is doing his seva without ego. The Chanda Mama, he is doing his job. परसों है ना रक्षाबंधन पौर्णिमा. How the wind blows, the rivers flows, everything is प्रभु भाव में नमन भाव में रहकर ही अपने तरफ से जो करना है कर रहे. This is the highest achievement. This is highest tapasya. Aham apetakam nija vibhanakam mahadidantapo ramanavagyam. So higher than the highest tapasya is sublimation of the aham. By this namana bhava, the prahvi bhava, highest. Very few rare lucky ones who are able to do this. Great work outside, great achievements outside, but nowhere the ego is there, even little. Mhm. See that. So that's how a personality unfolds. I'm just giving political examples because we are seeing it. See that a Russian president or prime minister, that fellow who somebody little bit revolted, दो दिन उसको मरवाया मार डलवाया उसको फ्लाइट में. Otherwise, suddenly the flight won't collapse. No, it cannot be so careless. But in India, unless it is necessary, the Prime Minister will not talk, go on about all the opposition parties. अबे हाथी चले बाजार, अब भोगते रहते हैं वो लोग. उनको शिव शक्ति नाम पसंद नहीं है. अरे anything does by the government, the opposition have something to oppose to. अब the प्रखवी भाव ठीक है वो कहते रहेंगे. I know what's right. I'm doing. I'm just seeing how the world is going on. We are in the contemporary world. When it is giving us some added information, knowledge, proof, why not? So, nama iti upasita. What is the phala? The phala shruti. Like, pratishtha ke रूप में upasana karo, तो you become pratishthavan. So, to when do the upasana, that is maha, you become mahan. Do the manaha, then you become manavan. So, here, tat nama iti upasita, namyante asmai kamaha. Is it not? Namyante prafibhavanti asmai upasitre. For the one who is doing the upasana, the Brahman to be the humble, and all the time is in the mood of humbleness of Namana Gudavat Prahivi Bhava. The phala is what? Kamaha namyante. Kamyante iti bhogyaha vishaya ityartha. The entire bhoga vastus, they do the namaskar and become servants to him. Asking him, हमको यूज करो, हमको यूज करो, हमको यूज करो. नम्यन्ते इसमें कामा. है ना? Like Sudhama. Tannamaityupa, with all humbleness, he did upasana to Lord. Kamaha namyante, when he went back, he has seen all things that are given to him. So to Yudhishthira, namyante, he salutes Lord Krishna and Dharma. He became king finally. All that Rajasuya Yagam, we have seen how big it was. So too after the Kauravas are eliminated, those 30-40 years, as long as they lived, it was a glorious thing. All Kamaha namyante. So to our scientists, in a humble form, not to prove to anyone. If they keep on doing experiments, their results, Kamaha, will be fulfilled. Like Parso Hoga, Solar, Aditya, L1, and they send the different payloads through that. That will go and observe the Earth, Sun, its relation, and all that, which will be Vijnana added so that we can relate to that Sun in this way for better benefits. अब देखो मून का ऑलरेडी वहाँ का मिनरल खजाना जैसे कंट्रीज को पता चल रहा है दे आर गोइंग टू क्लेम दिस पोर्शन अवर्स दैट पोर्शन इज हियर है ना ऑन द लाइक दैट लिथियम एलिमेंट और हीलियम व्हाटएवर in earth it is not available, very costly, but there's so much plenty in the moon. है ना everybody wants it. The idea is what प्रथवी भाव से करोगे तो सारे कामनाएं खुद ही आपके पास आएंगे. So here is not, see, we have to be very careful in studying such topics. That doesn't mean a jignyas or a jnani does the Brahma upasana of namyante for getting the bhogya vastus to enjoy. It is to say from this side, बाबा जिस भोग के खातिर तुम परमात्मा को छोड़ रहे हो, वो भोग जिसका तुम गुलाम बने हो, वही तुम्हारा गुलाम बनेगा बाबा. If you do the Brahma upasana, that point the Shruti Vata wants to highlight. Not that very good, all kamanas come to me. When I do the Namyante Tannamaitu Upasita, then I will do the Namupasita, then the things will come, then I will enjoy. ऐसा कभी होगा नहीं वो. Falashrutis are all only to say that all the things behind which you are running, giving up your Paramatma, they're all a part and parcel in the Paramatma Anubhuti. That subtle thought to convey that the Falashrutis are told. Like if you see Vishnu Sahasranama, रोगार्तो मुच्छेद रोगात बद्धो मुच्छेद बंधात मयान मुच्छेद भीतस्तु मुच्छेद अपना आपदा रोगी रोग से फ्री होएगा भय वाला भय से आपदा में रहने वाला आपदा से बंध पर्सन लिबरेट होएगा what it means. It doesn't mean that chant Vishnu Sahasranama to get rid of all this, though it literally appears. The actual thing is what? Like each person has these problems. Solution given in Vishnu Sahasranama. Vishnu Sahasranama, through that, if you become devotee of God, there will be no need of solution. The problems will not rise. Vishnu Sahasranama is antidote for the problems. That is the meaning of giving the Falashruti. Here, Namyantasme Kama is to say what? Every Kamana you do only for Ananda. तो दैट ब्रह्म उपासना में उनको आनंद ऐसा मिलेगा कि कोई कामना ही तुम्हारा रहेगा नहीं. To convey this point, because our minds at the present moment are hooking onto some or the other kamana, so that advertisement is done in our language. That the Falashruti is told so that we get tempted. It's a best example is that of Dhruva. He started the tapasya with the desire to be in the lap of his father. Then he reached the next level. Oh, that lap of father is not permanent. I want a Dhruva Loka. By the time he was blessed with Dhruva Loka, it was already delayed for him. He realized that even this also limited. I must ask for bhakti and sharanagati and mukti. Then he says, भगवान मेरे अब तुम्हारा लेट हो गया, अब रह जाओ उधर इतने हजार साल, उसके बाद हम देखेंगे. That's how Dhruvaji is there still for some more thousands of years. Then he'll become one with the Paramatma. Examples. He understood Paramatma Prapti is the ultimate goal. So, Falashruti is tempting, but ours is not like Yoga Darshanam. We'll be told about all Siddhis very future में. Doesn't mean that we have to you do Yoga Sadhana for Siddhis. Like भक्त को भगवान सब कुछ देते हैं. इसका मतलब भक्ति भगवान से कुछ पाने के लिए नहीं. You have to be very careful. With this topic we have not spoken in detail while we were discussing other samagnyas. Especially here we are talking because we are the victims of different kamanas. Therefore, यहाँ importantly बोलना है. Already we are victim of kamanas. And now if you do Brahma Upasana also with the desire of kamana, then we are not our sadhaka only. But it is written there, Namyante asmai kama. Therefore you have to healthily understand it. Shankara Bhagavan told, Prahvi bhavanti sarve kamaha. So they become your own submitted servants only, all the kamanas. Here Namyantasmi comments on his clap or fingertips, every desire will be at his disposal. That's the meaning. And such yogis, they don't do kamana for themselves. They don't do any kamana for them. Some avadutas, you see, the great ones, they do the kamana for the bhaktas so that they get faith in the God and spirituality. Almost all the avadutas and yogis use this ability of the kamanas becoming prahvi bhava in fulfilling the kamana of the people so they become bhakta. And they take all that risk. What's the risk there? When the bhaktas are blessed with the karma phala or kamana, they will every time come for the kamana only. That risk they take. But among the 100 bhaktas, अगर दो भक्त बन जाते हैं भक्ति के लिए, not for any kamana, they feel that is success. I'm just telling you, there is an avadhuta seated. He has got some siddhi shakti. 100,000 people go to him a day. 1,000 of them go to him not for bhakti or jnana or moksha. They all go, ये पेट में दर्द है, पीठ में दर्द है, कमर में दर्द है, घुटने में दर्द है, शादी नहीं हुआ या शादी में समस्या या बिजनेस नहीं चल रहा. बेचारे, they have these problems only. That's what they ask. This Mahatma has got this Namyante Esme Kama Shakti. Therefore, he just uses that Shakti for removal of the dukkha of others. He never uses it for himself. And among that usage, 98% will come again only when they have problem. 2% or 3% will be there who become bhaktas, and to them the higher spirituality is given. But they don't do for themselves. That's what I'm saying. Namyante asmai kama. So the direct meaning is what? The one who are doing the upasana of Nama of Parabrahma, they become the what is it? All desires become humble servants to him. That's the literal meaning. Namyante asmai kamaha. The practical thing is doesn't mean that he is doing this sadhana for the sake of kamana fulfillment. He may do it, but not for himself, for others. And at a higher level, like Puja Gurudev and all, they use all their kamana ka prahvi bhava only for the spiritual guidance of the people. You understood? Like the Lord asks Gurudev, हाँ क्या चाहिए तुमको, तुमने उपासना की फल देता हूँ तो तुम कुछ सारे कामना ये नम्यंते कर रही हैं अभी, व्हाट इज योर कामना? He says, I want to spread the Gita and Upanishad Jnana everywhere without any obstruction. Bless for it. He said that they are spiritual kamana for the whole universe. They do. They are the highest order. There's nobody greater in the world who is aiming at the universal spiritual growth. There's nobody higher and greater than that. Clear? So in this way, namyante esme kama ityartha. Now the two more are there. Tad brahma iti upasita, brahma parivrudatam iti upasita, brahmavan bhavati, tad guno bhavati. Tad brahmana parimana iti upasita, brahmana parimana parimriyante asmin pancha devataha vidyud vrishti chandramaha aditya agni iti. So it is very time consuming. I need to pause and explain. Let's see tomorrow. Om 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 Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Sri Gurubhyo Paramashibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti Matre Brahma Vidyacharibhyo Rishibhyo Ribhyo Namaha Tatsat Brahmarpanamastu. Thank you, friends, for your patient listening. Okay.